This is QTV News coming to you from our studios on Kairaba Avenue, and I am Andy Kema. Thanks for joining us. Here are the main news headlines. The Chief Executive Officer of the Millennium Challenge Corporation, Alice P. Albright, accompanied by a high-powered delegation from the USA, is in the Gambia for a two-day working visit. A task force comprising various security units and stakeholders on Thursday began operations to remove road encroachment structures in the Greater Banjul area as part of what will be a nationwide exercise. The Health and Safety Manager of the ongoing OIC Bethel Harding Highway Roads Project, Ndene Nying, said the flyover at Coastal Road will soon be opened to traffic. The Gambia's High Commissioner to India, Mustafa M. Jawara, hailed the Gambia-India bilateral relationship as cordial and promised to further strengthen the ties for mutual benefits of the both countries. Having moved to the University of the Gambia's Faraba Banta campus barely 3 weeks ago, QTV revisited the campus and speak to some students who shared concerns they want authorities to address. Those were the headlines, and now we look at the stories in detail. In case you're just tuning in, this is QTV News. Alice P. Albright, the Chief Executive Officer of the Millennium Challenge Corporation, MCC, accompanied by a high-powered delegation from Washington in the USA, arrived in the Gambia on Wednesday for a two-day working visit. Julden Jai met her at the airport and filed this report.
Last year, U.S. President Joe Biden announced that the Gambia is among the selected countries that will benefit from a Millennium Challenge Corporation compact in addition to the existing MCC threshold program in the country. Alice P. Albright's visit to the Gambia will advance the development of a compact program, celebrate the opening of the MCC Gambia Threshold Program Office in Banjul, and meet the high-level officials in the country to build a healthy, prosperous and inclusive society for all Gambians. In November 2021, MCC and the Gambia government signed a threshold program which provides a $25 million grant to address Gambia's unreliable and inadequate supply of electricity. Alice P. Albright, the Chief Executive Officer of the Millennium Challenge Corporation, spoke to QTV shortly after her arrival at the Banjul International Airport.
Well, the initial thinking is that we'll do some work on the river, which I understand is critical to the country's overall sort of economic profile, its culture, its history, many important aspects, and we'll probably also be doing some work on education. But it's a very early stage of our work, and so one of the purposes of our visit here is to talk to our colleagues in the government of the Gambia to really nail down some of the details. We've got some work to do on focusing on moving things ahead, but I know the government is very committed to it, and so are we. The Gambia is a very good friend of the United States, and also our agency at MCC, of course, and so we're very optimistic about the trip.
MCC compacts are 5-year agreements through which the United States provides grants to partner countries to support programs to reduce poverty through economic growth. In December 2022, the Gambia became eligible for a compact grant which will fund economic boosting investment opportunities to reduce poverty for the Gambian people, potentially in the areas of education, transport and ecotourism along the River Gambia. The Millennium Challenge Corporation is an independent U.S. government development agency working to reduce global poverty through economic growth. The corporation provides time-limited grants that pair investments in infrastructure with policy and institutional reforms to countries that meet rigorous standards for good governance, fighting corruption and respecting democratic rights. For QTV News, I am Julden Jai.
In a significant move to clear our roads from various obstacles and dangers to ensure safety, a task force comprising various security units and stakeholders on Thursday began operations to remove road encroachment structures in the Greater Banjul area as part of what will be a nationwide exercise. Jaina Bosonko was with them and filed this report.
The operation began following a dispatch from the Office of the National Security the Office of the President instructing the immediate removal of all derelict motor vehicles, workshops, small-scale businesses and livestock encroaching the pavements and other public spaces on the main roads within the Greater Banjul area. The exercise started at Sting Corner to Old Joshua. Landing Bojang, Assistant Inspector General of Operations with the Gambia Police Force, sends a strong message to offenders.
The advice I want to give here to the executive of the task force and the operatives, we are not compromising. We are not compromising the tax we are going to begin. Whosoever is being in that column, you'll be cleared. We don't want to know who is who or who put you there or where do you come from. Once you are found liable, we are going to deal with you.
Illegal occupants often claim to have been authorized to occupy spaces. However, legally, only authorized government ministries and agencies, such as the Ministry of Lands and Department of Fiscal Planning, are authorized to issue occupancy certifications. The question is this bold decision to clear our roads sustainable?
One of the reasons why the police is leading this is that we have structures in every region, and the police commissioners of regions are tasked to ensure that everywhere, wherever the exercise has been done and the place is cleared, to ensure that nobody reoccupies that place, because they have the authority, they have the legal backing to be able to arrest anybody and also prosecute anybody.
The presidents of the Gambia Livestock Dealers Association and the General Transport Union were part of the task force. They highlight the significance of this operation.
I think the most important aspect is the safety aspect, because we have recorded a series of accidents. Most of the accidents caused because of the environment we have been living. So that's why I think if this operation being continued, that's going to save a lot in terms of safety aspect, because we all know our roads have a series of hazards. Not only road, but the road corridor is very important, because these are heavy vehicles.
When you talk about clearing the roads, our animals are also intruding on the roads, and actually it's not supposed to be. Though we have our reservation, we have our complaints that we have given to government, that at least we need to have places where we're able to manage these animals. But if you look at the Greater Banjul area, there's no place where now we can able to manage our animals. But that doesn't mean that also our animals should lie on the road. So the road is for everybody. It's for vehicle, for commuters, and any other person should use the road. So once we have something obstructing the road, actually the National Livestock Owners Association, we are also going to support that movement to make sure that the road is clear. But then from here, Janaba, we have to think further, meaning the government, the people, the community have to think further, because Gambia is developing on a daily basis, and again, these are animals within the community. These are things that are happening. So it's also a change of attitude. It's a way of people thinking that development need to go with change of attitude.
This exercise is expected to continue in the Greater Banjul area and then to the rural areas. The public are hereby urged to support the operation to enhance the free movement of motorists and pedestrians for everyone's comfort and safety. Reporting for QTV News, I am Jennifer Sonko.
The Health and Safety Manager of the ongoing OIC Bertel Harding Highway Roads projects, Ndene Nying, said the flyover at Coastal Road will soon be opened. He called on road users to comply with traffic and safety regulations and use diversions around project sites to avoid traffic congestion. Ansumane Sonyasi has more.
The second phase of this project resumed 2 weeks ago and has since been progressing well. However, there is massive traffic congestion around ongoing project sites, mostly caused by drivers' reluctance to use the designated road diversions for easy flow of traffic. This poses a serious challenge to Areski and Gamtel workers, thereby delaying work sometimes. Ndene Nying, the Health, Safety, Environment and Social System Manager of the OIC Bertel Harding Highway Roads project, explains how road congestion and disregard for traffic safety rules are impacting the progress of the work.
We normally have a serious bottleneck here every morning, particularly rush hours and in the evening. The reason is because of at that time you have heavy traffic, and we don't have enough roads that people don't want to use, even the diversions. They all want to drive up to the end here and try start more struggling to move out of the location. So this is always a problem.
Mr. Nying also called on authorities to help address this problem by imploring drivers, especially those using government vehicles, to comply with road diversions, as some of them refuse to follow the designated lanes. and sometimes even use the flyover at Bruceby turntable, which is currently under construction. This, he says, poses a serious challenge and could endanger lives.
Obviously, we must have to divert the traffic. Where we are standing on the left, on my left here, you can see, all vehicles going to Sukuta, Senegambia, has to use the diversion on the left. Then those going to Burfoot and Bruceby, Burfoot and ahead will use the right-hand side, from where we always have bottlenecks, because vehicles coming also from Burfoot are usually coming through Afrimet, and the same vehicles, instead of taking this road direct to inside Bruceby, use the Bruceby entrance to go out.
Ndenanyang reveals that the flyover at Coastal Road will be opened soon to decongest traffic, and once more appeal to drivers to respect traffic rules.
Definitely, I really appeal to everybody, all road users in this country. Right now, let them help us understand that we are not blocking them from using the road just like that. We are doing it to have access to the to the road, to finish up all the works that the remaining works that we need to do, so that will ease everything. Once that is done, these places, asphalt is applied, everything is okay, the road will be open for them.
Once completed, the OIC Battle Harding Highway Roads project is expected to improve existing road capacity, enhance safety, and reduce travel times. It is also expected to improve access to markets, social and health services, and provide employment opportunities. The project is being implemented in anticipation of the Gambia hosting the OIC Summit. It is also in line with the government's National Development Plan and is expected to directly benefit more than 500,000 people. Answana Sonyasi for KTV News.
We will now go for a commercial break. When we return, we have more local and international news stories. Stay with us.
Technology has always been at the forefront of our lives, and the way we use it has evolved drastically over the years. With the advent of 5G internet, we are entering a new era of technological innovation that promises to transform the way we live, work, and play. 5G internet is capable of providing data speeds up to 100 times faster than 4G, making it the ideal solution for streaming high-quality videos, playing online games, and downloading large files on the go. 5G internet is already transforming cities across the globe, powering smart cities, self-driving cars, and virtual reality experiences that were once thought impossible. 5G internet is also paving the way for Internet of Things, allowing for seamless connectivity between devices and the creation of a truly connected world. For the first time in the Gambia, QCell is bringing tomorrow's technology to you today with the launch of QCell 5G Internet. Get ready to experience the out-of-this-world wonders of QCell's 5G Internet. For more information, call 111. QCell. We innovate, others follow. To make sure your company's products and services reach your potential customers, it is essential that you choose the right channel for your marketing purposes. QTV has the widest reach locally and beyond, and we can give your business the visibility it needs. Call QTV Marketing on +220 324 4444 or email us at marketing@qtv.gm and take your business to the world.
Welcome back. This is QTV News. The Gambia's High Commissioner to India, Mustafa M. Jawara, hailed the Gambia-India bilateral relationship in diverse areas as cordial and promised to further strengthen the ties for the mutual benefit of both countries. He was speaking to QTV's Aliu Sise on the sidelines of the Merck Foundation 10th Annual Conference in Mumbai, India, being attended by African First Ladies together with health and media professionals from Africa and Asia. Here is an excerpt.
The symbol of our democracy, that is the National Assembly, was built through the line of credit from the government of India. Not only that, if you could observe, 2 years ago, they were excavating the old pipes, water pipes, those were the PVC pipes. They are now replaced with new pipes. The entire West Coast region. That is true. The government of India's LOC, and we have several boreholes within the Greater Banjul area. That is part of that India bilateral project, and even the Kiang electricity project was also sponsored through a line of credit from the Indian government. Even though I wish that was in Jara, not Kiang or Baribu, but unfortunately that is Kiang. But we appreciate that. That is how our relationship is. Apart from that, we have the Indian government also provides capacity building training to Gambian civil servants, senior civil servants. Just last month, we had 30 civil servants who come here. They came for training. In terms of health sector, we have just 3 weeks ago, we requested from the government of India to provide training for health officers. These are doctors and nurses. We are working on 40 dialysis machines that was approved, and we are at the final stage. I was told that within a month we should get a first shipment of the 40 dialysis machines. I think that's a very good development, and we are also working on having one nephrologist and a cardiologist from the hospital, and 2 or 3 nurses to come and get a training here before the dialysis machines are delivered to the Gambia.
And like I said, the First Lady is here attending the MAP Foundation's conference. I mean, you've been busy with her going around having bilaterals. I mean, how important is her engagement in India?
I have been engaged with her these past few days, and she has very big ideas for our country. And if we, as the representatives of the government of the Gambia in India, if we support her, and we have 1000% support for her project, because I think that's the only way we can transform our country through this kind of selfless services, the foundations that she's embarking on. We have organized several bilateral engagements, and throughout these engagements, her topic, her concern is how can we improve the lives of Gambians, girls, women, and poor folks.
Having moved to their new campus barely 3 weeks ago, QTV went back to the University of the Gambia's Farawa Banta campus to speak to UTG students on life at the new campus. During the tour, some of them also shared concerns they want authorities to address to make life easier at the campus. More in this report by Eso Nyasi.
And those who thought moving to Farawa campus was not a good idea or that it was being done too soon. However, less than a month after moving to the new campus, university students seem to have settled in and are loving life at the campus, at least from those we interacted with. However, as in every sphere of human development, there are always bound to be challenges, and the UTG is no exception, although students express satisfaction with the structures and learning environment. However, they have concerns that pose challenges. Among these is the lack of sufficient taps, classroom furniture and shops, or stalls where female students can buy sanitary items. And as 2 students told us, the price of food is also a major problem, with a loaf of bread sold at $75 at the campus. Amadou Eba, Binta Sow, and Ismaila Jassi, 3rd, final year and agriculture students respectively, shared some of their concerns.
As we move on, when the other schools try to come in, that is the BPA and other schools, things were quite challenging. I live in Farato, and sometimes it's very, very, very difficult. No matter how early I wake up, I have to miss the bus.
In the campus, we don't have anything like health facility. So we are appealing if we can have a sick bay, whereas in case of emergency of sickness, we can have people to be rushed there.
We are appealing if other measures could be in place, like lifters or sensors that can enable some of these physically challenge people to be able to climb upstairs to attend their classes.
Meanwhile, Suleiman Baji, Ibrahima H. Seka, Hadi Sonko and Usman Daw, agriculture, environment, education and geography students, respectively, also shared their campus experiences with us. And like their colleagues, they also raised similar concerns, adding that once addressed, the Faraba campus will be the most ideal learning place in the country.
There is no hustle like before in Brikama, where you mostly would be carrying seats from one class to another. So I think that, is one of the aspects that I like the place about, and the place is very conducive.
For example, as my college's buttresses here, a loaf of bread is $75, which is so costly. And secondly, sometimes we will even see some adverb which will even say a price of this particular food is 200 or a price of this particular food is 150, which for me it sounds so sarcastic.
What I will emphasize on is the sanitary part issue, because most of us here are ladies, and we cannot have the sanitary pad because there are no shops around here where we can go and buy the sanitary pad.
And in the come to nature of the classrooms, how congested they are when it comes to the number of courses registered, and there are no fixed chairs in the classroom. Students have to be pitching chairs from one class to the other. You realize that when there is other class going on and then another one going on, it comes to conflict of interest. If there is insufficient chairs, there's always scrambled.
Aside from these concerns, life at campus is relatively normal, and students seem to be adapting well to their new environment. The multi-million-dollar UTG Faraba campus is 46 kilometers from Banjul and was started 12 years ago. The campus is not yet completed. However, once completed, at least 3/4 of UTG students are scheduled to relocate to this campus. Answane Sonyasi for KTV News.
We will now shift our attention to news outside the country. In international news, following the bombing of Al Ahli Hospital in Gaza on Tuesday, CGTN's Noor Harazin went to the site of the blast in central Gaza City and shared just some of the devastation and aftermath of what she saw.
What you're seeing behind me, it is what was left from the cars that were parking in this hospital. Also, let me show you where the Palestinian families were residing. Here is the gardens that are inside the hospital. Hundreds of Palestinian families who fled their homes from eastern Gaza and from southern Gaza came here to take shelter inside this hospital. And what you're seeing around me is what was left from these families. Their school bags, their blankets, their clothes, some of the food, and at the same time inside this hospital we have a church.
Before we end this bulletin, here's a recap of the headlines. The Chief Executive Officer of the Millennium Challenge Corporation, Alice P. Albright, accompanied by a high-powered delegation from the USA, is in the Gambia for a 2-day working visit. A task force comprising various security units and stakeholders on Thursday began operations to remove road encroachment structures in the Greater Banjul area as part of what will be a nationwide exercise. The Health and Safety Manager of the ongoing OIC Bethel Harding Highway Road Project, Ndene Nying, said the flyover at Coastal Road will soon be open to traffic. The Gambia's High Commissioner to India, Mustafa M. Jawara, hailed the Gambia-India bilateral relationship as cordial and promised to further strengthen the ties for the mutual benefits of both countries. Having moved to the University of the Gambia's Faraba Banta campus barely 3 weeks ago, QTV revisited the campus and speak to some of students who shared concerns they want authorities to address. That's all we have for you in this bulletin. Join us at 10 p.m. for another news bulletin. Thanks for watching.